Steph Ernie?
Yes.
Hi, I'm
Hi.
Melissa. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Would you like some water or anything to drink?
Sure.
So I just want to start by saying that for counseling, it is full confidentiality, but there is relative confidentiality, which is if you give any sign of self-harm or hurting anybody else, I do have to tell someone about it. But other than that, it is full confidentiality, and this is a safe place for you, for me, and then hopefully we can work on what you're here for. So, what brings you here today?
I don't know, I guess basically, just stuff with my mom.
What's going on with your mom?
I don't know, I just want a better relationship with her that I see everyone else has and I don't have it with her.
And what kind of relationship is that?
Like with my mom?
Yeah, like what kind of relationship do you want with your mom that you see from others?
I would like a friendly relationship. Like we do have one, but I don't see her more than that, if that makes sense. Like she's just a mom. I don't see her as like someone I can talk to or someone I look up to.
Why is that?
I don't know.
So how do you think you could build a better relationship with your mom? Do you think there's anything you could do?
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me, is there anything that has happened in the past that makes you not have such a close relationship with your mom?
My parents were divorced. And yeah, so has a difference. Another husband, everything.
How did you feel when your parents divorced?
I was okay. I was upset, but it happens, I guess. Like a lot of people get divorced.
Do you still have a relationship with both your mom and dad?
I'm more close to my dad.
Do you live with your dad?
No.
No.
It's basically, as we were younger, we would have every week with my mom, so we'd be there Monday to Thursday, and then Thursday night we would go to my dad's until Sunday night, and then we would go back to my mom's, and then the next week following that, Monday to Thursday nights from 6 to 9, we would go to my dad's for supper. But then we would still be at my mom's during the day and for the weekend, so it was her weekend that day. That weekend, if we had suppers with my dad, it's really confusing, but it's kind of how it worked.
Did it work well for you then?
Yeah, it was nice. It kind of felt like though we never really got to see Dad, even though we got more time with him than other divorced children do.
Were you close with your dad before the divorce as well?
No, I don't. My dad was gone a lot. He worked in like Walker-Steven and did a lot of not mobiling, but snow shoveling and stuff like that on the highways in the mornings, and worked a lot of hours, so I didn't really get to see him a lot.
But you see him more now.
Yeah, my dad has, I think maybe just felt like that was the reason and has been trying more, and he quit his job at Walker-Steven back then and has been working a job that he could see us more when we were younger.
So before you said that your mom got a new husband, is that correct?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Upset, I guess. Just like, it wasn't okay. I don't know.
Do you still feel upset about it? Why? Why is that?
I don't know. It's hard for me to kind of talk about.
So I'm noticing you seem a little uncomfortable. Is this your first time at counseling? Are you feeling nervous?
Yes.
So why is that? Why do you feel nervous?
I don't know. I feel weird telling you my problems. And I do feel like it's not a big deal.
That's a normal thing to feel. I feel like a lot of people do sense that. But I'm here for you and to help you out. And you can take your time to open up. It's your pace, and it's whatever you want to say out loud, and this is about you. So I hope you feel comfortable. So
Okay, that's nice. Yeah.
Is there something else do you want to say or talk about?
Just like a fucked up family, maybe. I don't know.
Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I have a brother who is from my dad, and then a half sister.
And how do you feel about your half sister?
I hated her.
Is it because?
Yeah. I guess she's the reason why my parents divorced.
Why do you feel that way?
Because that's why she left my dad. It's because she was pregnant with another man, obviously.
You didn't like that?
I didn't like that. And I apparently had said that to her. I don't remember saying that to her, but I did.
To,
my mom.
Your mom? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that's why you and your mom might not have such a close relationship that you want?
I think so. And I think, too, I used to hate my sister very much, and my mom knew that. And would always be upset with me of why I hated her, because I do understand now that it's not her fault, that she didn't choose to be born and all that stuff. So I never had therapy for that, but I went to a camp and I talked to people about that.
And do you still feel that way towards your sister?
I don't feel close to her, and I'm not sure if that's just because there's a huge age gap. She is 11 and I'm 20. Sorry. So I don't know if that's why we don't get along, or if there's more underlying reasons to it.
Do you spend any time with your sister? Just you and your sister? Have you guys...
No, not ever alone. She'll be at the house alone, and I'll usually be downstairs, or I'll drive her to skating and stuff, but most of the time, I'm with, my mom and stepdad when I'm with her.
Do you feel maybe that could help? Just, spending more time with your sister, just getting to know her a bit more?
Well, I don't want to.
You don't want to?
And I don't know if that's bad.
So why don't you want to build a relationship with your sister?
I'm not too sure about that. I don't know. I literally have no desire. And my boyfriend likes to give me shit for that. But that's how I feel, and I can't change it.
So why do you feel like he gives you shit about that?
Just because my boyfriend's from a single family. He's a single child, is what I meant to say. And he doesn't have brothers and sisters, so he says, I don't take advantage of it very well, if that's, the right thing to say. I don't appreciate having the siblings, because I don't know what it's like to not have any. Mm-hmm. But I do appreciate my brother, and I definitely feel like me and my brother are very close. It's just, I don't know what it is with her. I can't get there. And I've tried, and I don't know what it is. I think she's annoying. And I don't know, too, like I said, there's a huge age gap, and I don't know if that's part of it. Maybe when she's older it'll be easier. Because my brother's only 2 years younger than me, so...
So you feel like you have a closer relationship with your brother rather than your sister because of the age difference? And just based on, that you actually are fully related to your brother, as in your sister's half?
I don't think it's because she's half. So that's why I don't know why I don't want to have a relationship with her, because I don't think that defines where we stand in our relationship. I do just think it's just because I hated her for so long when I was younger. And I don't know if I've ever gotten over it.
So what do you think you can do to get over that hate that you felt when you were younger?
I have no idea.
So where is that hate really coming from? Just because it wasn't with your dad? She's not...
I think it's because I felt like my mom wanted her over us.
So why do you feel like that?
Well, when Emma was born, my mom did leave us.
For how long?
This summer. So,
and how did you feel about that?
I was very upset. I felt like I was the one that had to take care of the family. And it was very hard to see my dad vulnerable the way he was. My dad didn't really do a lot. He just cried with my mom's picture in his hand, like typical. But that was our daily day, basically, was I would come home to that, and he wouldn't go to work. And I had to take care of Michael. And I was only about 8 and 9 years old, so I had to make suppers. And there was times where we didn't have some food because my dad didn't go out shopping. So now my dad, if people come over, my house always has food. And every time I tell my dad, like, we don't need to go out and get more food, we need to eat what's in the pamper, he always gets upset because I think he feels bad for that he always overstocks. But I just felt like my mom ruined. Well, I feel like Emma ruined it, if that makes sense. Like, my mom just walked away from us. It felt like, anyways, that she just walked away and didn't give a shit about what was going to happen to us. And obviously, my dad wasn't ready for that or stable enough to take care of us.
So do you feel with all that happening, you had to become an adult sooner than you were supposed to because you had to take care of your brother and, like, seems like you had to take care of your dad a bit?
I don't think I became an adult more of that because I definitely feel like I am very childish. Like, I like to have fun, and I'm mature in, like, spending and when to be mature, but I definitely never feel like I didn't have a childhood. So I don't think it's that. I just felt like I had to step up. And, like, when my mom did come back into our life, it was okay. Like, I didn't have to do that anymore. And my dad did smarten up. Like I said, we always have food now, to the point where so much of our food goes rotten because we don't eat it all because he's constantly stocking food all the time instead of eating it. Yeah.
Do you also feel like having to take care of your brother, that made more of a bond between you and your brother?
I think so. We always had a bond before that. Like, my mom always used to say stories of us. Like, I think I was 4 and Michael was 2, and they were taking me out to a movie, and Michael had to stay home with my grandparents. And then we came home to, like, my grandparents, and he ran up to me instead of my family and was like, oh, I missed you and all that stuff. And there's tons of pictures of us with, like, matching jean jackets and matching hats. Like, my dad always says that we were a team when we were younger. Like, if one of us got hurt, we were always there for each other. So it was always like that. So as we've gotten older, it's been a little bit harder because he's a boy and kind of has attitude problems and stuff. So we're not as close for sure anymore, but we definitely were. So
seems like you guys had, like, a really close relationship.
Yeah. Well, I felt like our whole family was. Like, we went camping all the time. I have so many stories of when we were younger, of, like, everything that we did together. So I think that's why it was so hard, was because one person took it all away, I guess.
And that's your mom?
I think it's Emma. Well, I put it on Emma. But now that I understand it's not her fault, I blame my mom for sure.
Have you talked to your mom about this?
No.
Do you feel like that might help?
I feel like it wouldn't do anything now. Because I remember, like, she had asked me if I was okay with it. And deep down I knew that if I had said no, it wouldn't matter because she wouldn't leave Emma and my stepdad just because I wasn't okay with it. So I just lied to her. But apparently when she first told me she was pregnant, I did apparently say to her that it wasn't very nice for her to do that. But I don't remember saying that. But she claims I do. But after that, I never told her how I felt. That makes sense.
So you feel like it won't help if you talk to your mom about it?
No.
So
it
how
won't do anything.
So how do you feel like? Do you feel like Emma is kind of like a barrier between you and your mom building a relationship then?
Like, what do you mean?
Like, knowing that you blamed it on Emma and now your mom, that maybe you're having a hard time building a relationship because you know what your mom did and how Emma came in a picture. And it's kind of like a barrier.
I don't know if it's a barrier. I definitely just feel like there's nothing there anymore. I don't know. Like, my mom and me are definitely getting better, but I always feel like Emma's, like, the better child, it seems like. I don't know if that makes any sense.
So why do you feel that way?
Just because, like, she's in so many sports. Like, I'm not saying I was in dance and everything like that. And, but I just always feel like Emma gets away with a lot of things. But at the same time, she's a younger child, and that's always the stereotypical thing of a family. But I definitely feel like, I don't know, she gets away with a lot more things, and yeah, they're always doing things for her, it seems like.
Were they there for you as well when you were in sports? Like, did they go through?
Oh, yeah, like, my mom was there, so that's why I'm confused. Like, for obviously when she left, she wasn't there. But it wasn't that big of a deal because it was just summer, so swimming wasn't, like, a big deal, so. And dance wasn't during the summer, so.
Did you ever have a talk with your mom about her leaving for the summer and how that made you feel? No?
She just kind of came back and didn't talk about it.
So where exactly did she go throughout that summer?
I don't know. I think because we live in a small town, and at that time she would have probably went to my stepdad now, I guess, house. Probably there. And our town's very gossipy too, so I can now understand maybe why she went into hiding, just because the things around town people said weren't very nice. Like, a lot of people did confront my mom and said, you don't deserve this child. You should have had an abortion. Like, they weren't very nice to her. So I can understand why she would have disappeared. I just didn't like how she came back into my life. Like, I would have preferred a different way.
So, just a question. When she came back, did she have Emma, or was she pregnant still?
She had already had Emma.
She already had, okay.
Basically, she disappeared when Emma was born.
So how did you feel when she came back and she had Emma?
It was very hard because she came to our house, so my dad's house, and Emma wasn't there. It was just my mom. But she didn't really explain anything. She's like, okay, it's time to go, basically. And then I just remember that night a lot of crying for my dad and my brother, and a lot of, like, packing our stuff and, like, trying to get into the car, and a lot of, like, fighting, and my dad begging my mom to stay. And, like, that's just really all I remember of it. She never explained much of anything. It just said that it was time to go. And then we ended up at my stepdad's house, and it was just like, I don't know, I had to comfort my brother that night a lot. He did not want to be there. But, yeah.
How old was he? Sorry?
6.
That seems like a lot to handle for, like, an 8-year-old girl having to go through all that at 8. Must have been very confusing and a lot of different emotions.
It was very confusing for me.
Do you still feel confused, or do you feel less confused now that you're older and more aware of things?
I think I'm hurt still, and I don't feel like I have closure, but like I said, I don't think closure will get me anywhere, and I just feel like I have an understanding of, like, I can see why she did that. Like, she needed to take care of Emma. She's obviously was a baby at the time, only 3 months.
So what kind of closure? Like, if you were to get closure, what kind of closure would you want?
I think just knowing why she really left. Because I can only assume. And before I assumed, and that's why I hated Emma, was because I assumed it was for her. And that she was excited to have a baby and didn't want us anymore. And that's how it felt, because she never called. I never saw her that entire summer. So it felt like she did leave us. Like, I didn't think she was coming back, and then she just showed up.
Do you feel like talking about it would do anything? Like, would it get you the closure, or do you still feel like it just won't get you the closure you want?
I don't think it will give me the closure. I don't know. I don't know, actually, to be honest. I don't really know. I think I'm afraid to talk to her about it.
Why is that?
I just feel like it's too late. Like, I'm 20, and that was 12 years ago.
But I feel like, as well, like, something's holding you back. Like, you're here for a reason. So
I just want a relationship with my mom, and I don't know if these are the reasons that are holding me back from us having that relationship. There's a lot of resentment, I feel like, in me, not her. And I do feel, too, that she changed when she went with my stepdad, like a different person as well.
So did you have, like, a relationship before with your mom, before everything? So after, you feel like your relationship took a step back, and you haven't been able to gain back that relationship? So what do you think you can do to gain that relationship back? Do you think you can?
I would like to, but I don't know if it's possible. And I don't know how to get there.
So it seems like you're really confused and about the relationship with you and your mom, and you actually want that.
Yeah. I do. I think this really helped. I think talking about this really helped me figure that out, that I do want to. I just don't know how. So I know that for sure now, that I do want a relationship with her.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, our time is up, but next week, if you want to come back, or in a couple days, we could talk about some goals and figure out a way for you to help you build a relationship with your mom, because it definitely seems like something you really want to do, and it seems like we could find something, figure it out for you.
I think that's a good idea. I definitely think going home and thinking about more what I want and knowing now that I do want this relationship, because before I came in and I was like too sure. I was just feeling confused, so thank you.
I'm glad it helped. So we'll see you again soon.